Hey!
Hey, hi.
Welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show.
Hello.
That's brutal. Just two patriotic girls, so please don't take us the wrong way.
Hi, welcome everybody.
How you doing?
I'm Debbie.
This is going the wrong way.
Stupid, I know. I can't say it's the Natasha and...
I'm not Debbie. But you know what I am? You know what I am?
What are you?
Still 39. Yeah.
You are?
I know you're watching this on Sunday, so technically it's after my birthday. But we have filmed this prior to said 40th evil birthday. So I've decided we're going to film the rest of our videos for the next year.
We're just going to do
today.
A video marathon.
And then I'll just stay in my 30s
for a while.
for the next year.
There you go. That's one way to do it.
Thumbs up to this video if you agree with this
I
idea.
suppose it would work.
Yeah. Anyway, Natasha and Debbie show coming to you. It's Sunday for you. It's not Sunday here. It's not my birthday yet for me yet, but you're having seen this today. You guys will be seeing this, and it will have been my birthday. Please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. We love having you guys as always. Yeah, we're excited about this one. I'm just happy because I'm not 40 yet.
But
Watching myself in the future and still being young.
You haven't had your gifts yet.
I haven't had any gifts yet. None. But
because it's not your birthday.
not
But
yet.
on your birthday, you'll have gifts.
Moving on. So, today we're going to do 8 American things Britain doesn't even have a word for.
Whoa. No word.
This one is something we looked at before. Not watched it, but saw the title of this. It's from our guy Lost in the Pond. We think is hilarious. We've seen a few of his videos months ago. But we feel like this will be a real fun one. We're excited. This is like the cheapest earbuds you can buy. And we did that.
That's cheap.
Low budget. The Natasha and Debbie show.
Low
budget. Ready, Freddies?
I am ready.
Are you all ready?
Hello, I'm Lawrence Brown and I'm on a
Lawrence.
quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to words. And you and I both know this by now. It's often said that Britain and America are two nations divided by a common language. And what does this mean? It means that English is a prominent language in both countries, but that we have different words and spellings and pronunciations for the same things. But what if I told you right here and now that both Britain and America have things for which the other country doesn't even have words? Well, today I'll be looking at a selection of those from the United States of America, a country I've lived in for the past 13 years. Now, as with all things Britain and America, a lot of these words come back to food, whereas some of them pertain to social customs, the law, and America's obscenely large landscape. And so without further ado, here are 8 American things that Britain doesn't even have a word for. Here's a story. Several years ago, my wife took me to the Indiana State Fair. And when I say she took me there, I got absolutely no say in the matter. And even as we stood in line for the world's most famous pig race, I couldn't help but look around me and notice the types of fair food that were on offer. Of course, you had cotton candy, and of course the British do have a word for that. It's candy floss. You had hot dogs, otherwise known in Britain as hot dogs. And then you had elephant ear. And some British people, perhaps even some American people, might be thinking, oh, you ate a part of an elephant? No, thank goodness it's not a real elephant ear. No, this is just a type of fried dough that happens to be shaped like an elephant ear or a frisbee gone wrong. And the reason that I say that some Americans might not recognize this name is that it goes by different pseudonyms. You see, while Britain might not have a word for this, America has plenty. As well as elephant ear and fried dough, it also goes by fry bread. Fry bread, not to be confused with the fried bread that you might find on an English breakfast. Completely different beast. Doughboys, scones, again not to be confused with an English scone / scone, pizza frit, or my personal favourite, frying saucers. And while we're on the subject of American-derived food, that brings us on to this.
So, I just want to say this before he goes on to the next one. I've never had an elephant ear.
I have. Typically we refer to them as a funnel cake, but I think the slight difference is the elephant ears isn't spiraled and loopied up on like the funnel cake.
So they're two different things.
I think they are.
They are. You know what I was just doing? You guys saw me
Were
doing
you
something.
Googling
You
it?
saw me doing something. I used her phone because we use my phone to video these. They're not the same. Because if any Americans are watching this, which I don't know why. America, do you not love us? We don't have a lot of American
we do.
subscribers. If we do, please say hi. But no, I'm looking at what he was saying. I'm like, that's not a funnel cake, because it looks like a funnel cake, but it's not. And I don't know if you have funnel cakes. I'm guessing not. If the elephant ears look so much. So funnel cakes, what we love so dearly, and you can get those at a lot of places, but yeah, fairs and stuff. Funnel cakes are made by pouring the dough into a bottle or funnel, hence the name, then squeezing it out slowly to create long, stringy dough lines. Elephant ears, what he's referring to, on the other hand, are made by rolling the dough flat, almost like a pizza, so it's thin. So I guess they would probably taste the same, it's just they're made a little different.
Yeah.
So then I guess I'm wrong, and I have had said elephant ears. But it's just not something we would... I think a lot of these are going to be regional.
Yeah.
So not something we have. And, I mean, I'm sure we have elephant ears, but I've never had one. I've never seen anything around here called that, where we live in the Midwest.
No, not really.
What, you just have a little something?
No. I think that they are more at the fairs.
Elephant ears?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, what do I know?
Yeah. It's been a while since.
What do I know about my own country? Apparently, not much. All right, let's go back to it.
And while we're on the subject of American-derived food, that brings us on to this.
Yes!
Yes, grits. Now, on the face of it, grits sound absolutely awful, because when I think of the word grit, I think of two things. I think of grit to mean courage and resolve and strength of character, but usually sweat. Or grit as in small bits of stone or sand. Either way, I don't want to eat that. But it turns out that grits, a Southern American dish, is a type of porridge. And I know what you're thinking, Britain. That's ridiculous, Lawrence. We do have a word for porridge, and it's porridge. This is a specific type of porridge and a big deal in the Southern United States. But in the unlikely event that you're thinking of moving to the United States just because you want to live where grits is, but you don't want to move to the Southern United States because you can't stomach 400-degree temperatures, in my experience, you can get grits here in the Midwest, and I assume other places in the United States.
Yes.
Second thoughts, it'd be easier just to stay in Britain and look up the recipe online. That's something you can't do so easily with this.
Hold on, man.
Uh-oh.
So grits, you can buy them at any Waffle House USA. There's a Waffle House in every city, and that's where I eat them.
They have the best ones.
They are good. It's just a matter of how you put them. Like, some people make them differently. Like, when I say make them, they're all made the same, but then you can either put butter and salt in them, or you can put sugar in them.
Yep.
I used to do both.
Both?
No, not at the same time.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I used to go back and forth between how I would do it, but we don't eat that anymore because it's just not healthy. It's tasty stuff, but it's so
tasty.
unhealthy.
Very filling.
Very filling, but yeah, it's a breakfast thing. It's also a late night thing. It's very good. You gotta have to have toast and butter with it, though. If you don't have toast and butter with it, see, I always put my grits, like a spoonful of it, on the toast and butter, much like you would do with beans and toast, right?
Okay.
Totally different scenario.
Never did that.
Just different things on toast. But you can get grits. You can buy them at the grocery store and make them yourself. So anywhere.
You can. Never done that.
Yeah, it's true. I guess you haven't. Alrighty. Just want to clarify a few things. Let's go.
Yes, B-U-T-T-E. Now, before I go any further, it's probably important, in the interest of not being demonetized, that I point out that this word is pronounced butte. And it's probably quite an appropriate pronunciation because buttes are often beautiful, or at the very least, stunning. Now, some people might be thinking, get to the point, what on earth is a butte? Well, a butte is a very specific type of hill, and this specific type of hill is not commonly found in Britain. It's a type of hill that has a flat top and vertical or nearly vertical sides. Think of the Mitten Butte in Monument Valley in Arizona, or Devil's Tower in Wyoming, or to give it its official name, Richard Dreyfuss's mashed potato. And now that we're 3 words into the list, do you want me to go on to number 4? In other words, do you want some more? Do you want some more? Do you want some more? Well, bring it on.
S'mores!
You see what I did there? When I first moved to the United States, I was offered a s'more and I turned it down because I was frightened of what it might be. And then somebody described the contents, and my love for them from that moment on only grew, just like my waistline. Of course, Americans know what a s'more is, but this is for my British viewers, i.e. my mum. An official s'more is a roasted marshmallow, right, stuck to a slab of chocolate, Sorry for the noises. And together they are sandwiched between a graham cracker, right? And if you're wondering what a graham cracker is, it's similar to what the British would call a digestive biscuit, except it's square and Americans pronounce it gram. And because of the fried marshmallow element to all of this, it's perfect to make one while you're camping. And you might be wondering, why is it called s'more with an apostrophe? Because it's a contraction of some more, meaning that my segue surprisingly made sense for once. Unlike this one, bring on the dogs. The word car hop has nothing to do with dogs because that would be mental. Furthermore,
there's no car hops in the UK?
I guess not.
Oh, okay, I'm shocked. What?
The word car hop has nothing to do with dogs because that would be mental. Furthermore, a car hop is not a type of car that hops because see previous comment. A car hop is somebody who serves you food, but while you're in your car. Now, of course, it's pretty well known that it's a big part of American culture to order food at the drive-thru, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about drive-ins. Drive-ins are a still lasting remnant of a bygone era here in the United States, where you park your car at the designated drive-in, the car hop comes to you and takes your order, and then brings you your food. And you stay there in this exact same spot right next to the restaurant or cafe or whatever you want to call it. And I personally have come to consider this fine dining even in a Prius. Allow me to do a quick shout out to two that I've been to. Recently on my Route 66 journey, I visited the Polka Dot Inn in Braidwood, Illinois. And car hops served me every now and again at Jean's Root Beer stand in Anderson, Indiana. And I am told that in some of the more snazzy quarters of the United States, there are even car hops on roller skates, but they're difficult to find because it's not the 80s
anymore. No, they're not. No, hold on. They're not difficult to find. They're at every Sonic drive-in.
Are they on roller skates?
Yes. I don't know about every one of them, but most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not that big of a deal here now, though. Like, those were a huge deal in the 50s and 60s.
They've gone away.
There are really few of those, the car hops, though. Yeah. Very few. Like, the only ones we have are
Sonic. There's a couple mom and pop ones. One or two, like, up in Fairfield.
Yeah. I do want to point out, though, he said something, and I saw you nodding your head to it about, Americans eat at the drive-thru. And I know in the live video we did, somebody said on there that that's what they feel like a misconception might be, is that most Americans just eat at fast food restaurants. Because they asked us if we did, and I remember saying, that's not true. We don't. We rarely eat at fast food restaurants.
Right.
And more and more and more Americans every single year are not. They're stopping. People have really changed the way they're eating. So, and even him saying this, I don't know how old this video is, a few months or a year, but either way, it's most people are turned away from the fast food industry.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to.
Yeah, and I'm happy about that because, on the rare moment where we're super busy and we're just like, oh crap, we have to eat and we don't have a whole lot of option right now. Let's just eat something to not be hangry. We'll do that. But for the most part, it's just not, it's a misconception that all Americans just eat at fast food restaurants. It's just not true.
Right.
Just want to dispel that myth or whatever. Let's get on with this one.
Jaywalking. You may remember that I talked about this very topic a few months ago. I had absolutely no idea what jaywalking was. It was a word that cropped up occasionally in films, but I just assumed it was a sport. I thought this was going to be a big deal, right? The joke, why did the chicken cross the road? Well, he didn't because he was too much of a chicken. At least that was the case at first, and after my wife had laughed at me 17 times, I started to get the impression that I might be overthinking this. All of the years that I've lived here, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, ooh, did you see Ashley? I think she was jaywalking. Better call the cops. The reason we don't have a word for jaywalking in the UK is because that law doesn't exist. And funnily enough, despite our difficult relationship with rain and drizzle, we also don't have a word for this. Admittedly, perhaps owing to the digital age in which RSVPing or not RSVPing is done at the click of a button, the word rain check is sadly one I haven't encountered very often since moving here. But I do remember it featuring a lot in American films in the 80s, so that's good enough for me. Basically, when somebody takes a rain check, it's to indicate that that person cannot accept the invitation right now, right? But they'd be happy to turn up in the future. And you might be thinking, why is it called a rain check? Does the coming together of people depend on whether or not it's raining? Sort of. You see, it originated in baseball. A coupon might have been handed to a baseball ticket holder when the game was cancelled due to rain. And that would mean that that coupon holder could then attend the rearranged game without being charged. And while Britain also has a sport with a batsman and a lot of players who just stand around for no reason, the term
Cricket.
rain check never caught on. Of course, that could also be something to do with the fact that we often turn down invitations in favour of that non-specific thing that we've got going on this weekend. Either way, Britain doesn't use the word rain check, just like it doesn't use our final.
I knew he was gonna not say it, so that's why I was waiting to see if he was going to say it. So, first time I ever heard the word rain check was as a child.
Yeah.
With my mom going to one of our long but forgotten stores. Don't say it, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's a fun store. But she would get rain checks often from the store for items that used to be on sale, and they'd be out of them.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. So they give you a rain
Can you
check.
still? Yeah, they give you an actual check, like not a check, but actual receipt
Yes.
that was used. I think it even said rain check on it
Yes.
for what you wanted and at the price it was on sale for. So
Mhm.
if they got it back in later, yet it wasn't on sale, you could still show that receipt and still get that item on sale.
Yes.
I don't know if that's something we still do that.
I have no idea.
I'm talking like 30 years ago. I remember her doing that
I
stuff.
think like the grocery stores you can,
Yeah.
but I don't know like with clothing.
Okay. Well, when we were shopping, the store was like a clothing store, and it also had like knickknacks, or as oh gosh, what was the British term we learned from knickknacks? Help me remember this. This was back in one of the first videos we ever
Bits and
did.
bobs.
Bits and bobs. There you go. We still remember.
Yeah.
It'd be like a bits and bobs type store. You know, they'd have everything there: toys, water guns, and they'd
Yep.
have decorations for holidays. You name it.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. Just no longer around. But yeah, you could get the rain check for that. I knew he wasn't going to bring that up because I bet he doesn't know that, and I don't know if we still do that. But I'm going to go purposely find something on sale now that I don't need or want, and go to that store and say, "Can I get a rain check?" I guarantee the people working there will be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. More or less, right?
Final entry, unless you're talking about shoes. That's right, Hush Puppy, and to me, and admittedly to millions of Americans, Hush Puppy was and is a brand of shoe. So it's very important for British people living in America, like me, to know the difference between the shoe brand and something else that Americans call a Hush Puppy before I put my foot in it, literally in the case of the shoe. Because in the US, and once again, particularly in the southern US, a Hush Puppy is, once again, another type of fried dough. Specifically, it's a ball about the size of a clementine of deep-fried cornmeal batter. And it sounds disgusting, but it's not. And if there was nobody around to keep an eye on me, I could happily eat 50 of them a day, but I'd no longer be alive. Put it this way, from experience, they do taste better than the shoe. And how do I know that? Because I was 11 years old once. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below some other things.
That's all
that the
I'm
other content
sad.
doesn't have a word for. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can.
I'm so sad. Well, it says part 1, so I guess there's a bunch of other ones, or at least one more. The Hush Puppy thing, they're awesome. My grandma used to make them, and we hers are the best. But
And incidentally, they're usually served with fish and chips.
that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Yeah, it's very popular in America to get Hush Puppies with fish and chips.
That's right.
And if you guys haven't tried them, it sounds like you haven't. Do so. They're very complimentary to fish and chips. I mean.
Mhm. It's very good.
Yeah, they're so yummy. This brought up some memeries,
Mhm.
from when I was younger.
Yeah, it does.
Car hop, again, like it's not a huge deal. The grits thing, I don't think you guys would like it. I mean, a lot of Americans don't. It's one of those like things where it's like what's really good is shrimp and grits.
That is delicious.
Yes, it is more of like a Creole, like Louisiana type thing,
Mhm.
Southern American food fare, but it can be spicy. It can be not spicy, but if you get the right place,
Spicy.
yeah, if you get the right recipe, the right place to make it for you, it is phenomenal. That's my preference, shrimp and grits. Oh, so good. Please, again, like the video. Please consider subscribing. Unfortunately, the next time you see this face, it will be 40 years old, not 39.
Still gonna be beautiful.
You'll still love me?
Absolutely still love you.
Will you guys still love me? Don't answer that. I'm scared of the answers. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. We love Lawrence from Lost in the Pond. I love his humor. He's hysterical.
He's fun.
Every time we watch him, I feel like we're watching comedians. Like a comedian. He needs his own daggone TV show. He's just hilarious. But thanks again so much for watching. We will see you next time. And Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.